The moment I walked into the small cafe on 3rd and Maple, I knew something was wrong. The guy who'd set me up on this date, a coworker named Brent, had been laughing all morning for no reason. The kind of laugh people use when they're hiding something stupid. But I ignored it. I'd spent too many years saying no to things that scared me. New people. New places. New chances. So I showed up. And that's when I saw her. A girl with chestnut hair in a messy bun, sitting by the window, tapping her fingers lightly on the table as if she were counting heartbeats. Her eyes were soft, curious, kind, but the room didn't seem to exist for her. She was focused on the sunlight spilling across the table like it was some kind of quiet miracle. Her name, at least from the text Brent sent, was Mara. I took a breath, walked over, and said, "Hi, I'm." She looked up, confused. Then she lifted her hand and signed something. My stomach dropped. She was deaf. Brent hadn't told me that. No, Brent had done that on purpose. I could practically hear him laughing already. For a second, I stood frozen, too aware of every awkward heartbeat. I didn't know sign language. Not a word. Not a letter. And the realization hit me hard, someone had dragged this girl into a joke she didn't deserve. I almost turned around. Almost. But then she smiled, shy, warm, and gestured to the empty chair. Something inside me settled. I sat down. A rocky start. She tapped her phone, opened the speech-to-text app, and slid it toward me. "Hi. Your friend said you wanted to meet. I'm Mara." God. The guilt hit like a punch. I typed back slowly. "I did want to meet. I just didn't know he told you this in a weird way. I'm sorry if he was rude." She read the message. Her eyebrows pinched slightly. Then she typed. "He told me you were learning sign language. He said you practiced for weeks to impress me." My chest tightened. Of course he did. Of course. She stared at me, not angry, not sad, just searching. "So," she said aloud, her voice soft but shaped with effort, "were you part of the joke?" Her question hit harder than I expected, not because I felt accused, but because she deserved the truth. I shook my head immediately. No. Not at all. She held my gaze for a long moment. Then her expression softened, just a little. "Trying, even when it's messy." We ordered drinks, hers a caramel latte, mine an iced mocha, and I pulled out my phone again, determined to salvage what was left of this disaster. I searched furiously, basic ASL phrases. First result, hello. I tried it. Hand up. Palm out. Slight wave. She smiled. Then I tried nice to meet you. Except I messed it up, badly, and ended up signing something closer to nice to milk you. She snorted. Actually snorted. Her shoulders shook with laughter. My face was on fire, but honestly, it was worth it. I typed again. "I'm trying, okay? Please don't judge me." She signed something slowly so I could follow. Then she typed. "Trying means more than pretending. Most people just pretend." I didn't know her long, but I knew one thing already. Mara didn't want perfection. She wanted effort. She wanted sincerity. So I kept trying. And it kept being messy. But somewhere between my terrible hand-shape mistakes and her teasing smiles, the embarrassment faded. The silence between us didn't feel heavy or awkward, it felt gentle. The twist I didn't expect. An hour in, I excused myself and stepped outside to get some air. When I opened my messages, I saw exactly what I expected. Brent. Bro, did she realize yet? She probably thinks you're fluent face with tears of joy. Tell me everything later. Every word was a slap. I didn't reply. Instead, I walked back inside, and froze. Mara was sitting with her phone pressed to her chest. Her face was pale, her hands trembling. She'd seen the notification preview on my lock screen. She'd seen his name. And she'd seen enough. She typed, slowly, painfully. So I was the joke. My heart dropped. No, I said out loud, too loudly. Heads turned. No, no, not you. Him. He was trying to embarrass me, not you. She signed sharply, stop. Her eyes were glassy, but she didn't blink. You could have told me, she said, her voice breaking in a way that twisted something in my chest. I've been the punchline before. I know how it feels. God. I'd come here expecting awkwardness, not this. Not someone who had spent years being talked over, underestimated, misunderstood. I moved closer and placed my phone on the table in front of her. Typed slowly. Carefully. You weren't the joke. You were the only real thing in this whole situation. And I swear I didn't know he'd lie to you. If I did, I would have never let him involve you. She read it. Her chin trembled. Then she typed. Why stay? Why try so hard if you didn't plan any of this? I looked at her, really looked, and I didn't need my phone for the answer. I signed. Because you mattered. Clumsy. Imperfect. But honest. Her breath caught, and for the first time, her eyes softened, not with caution, but with hope. Kindness makes noise, even in silence. We ended up staying until the cafe closed. She told me about losing her hearing at 14. About people talking over her like she wasn't there. About fake sympathy wrapped in cruelty. I told her about years of anxiety, how I'd become the quiet guy at work, the one easy to prank because I never pushed back. I told her how tired I was of letting other people decide who I was allowed to be. Somewhere between her stories and mine, something changed. Something opened. She wasn't fragile. She wasn't silent. She was stronger than anyone gave her credit for, including herself. And maybe, so was I. When we walked outside, the night air was cold and clean. She pulled her coat tighter and looked up at me. You really didn't know? I really didn't. And you stayed anyway? Of course I did. She signed something small, almost shy. Thank you. For seeing me. I shook my head. No, I said softly. Thank you for letting me. The moment that mattered. Her rideshare was minutes away. She stood there, hesitating like she wanted to say more but didn't know how. So I took a chance. I signed. Can we meet again? Properly this time? No lies. No jokes. Just us. She covered her mouth, laughing, the good kind of laugh. The kind that bubbled up from somewhere soft and safe. You're terrible at signing, she said. I know. But, she bit her lip, eyes warming. You're not terrible at caring. Her car pulled up. Before she got in, she leaned close, touched my arm gently, and whispered. You weren't the joke today. You were the reason it didn't hurt. I swallowed hard. And then she added, smiling. That's why I'll see you again. Ending on the message that matters. Brent tried to tease me the next day. Tried to show everyone screenshots, tried to make me the office punchline. But he failed. Because when you choose kindness, even when you're scared, even when it's messy, you stop being someone's joke. You become someone's hope. And sometimes, that's enough to change everything. Mara and I met again. And again. And again. And every time I signed something new, even if it came out a little crooked, her smile told me I was speaking to her in the language she valued most. Effort. Respect. Humanity.